Coming at you live from downtown Spring Hill, Tennessee, playing the hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s and beyond. CTC Radio. Sponsored by Publix Purified Spring Water, Ticonderoga Pencils, number 2, and Farmers First Financial Bank and Trust Fiduciary.
The current time is 7:19.
Traffic and weather together. Yeah, we're having a good time.
Yes, and
Enjoying our friendship.
it's been a minute. Well, you're back.
I am back.
You know, I think this is episode 25.
Is it really?
Episode 25.
Let's hope so.
I think it is.
All right. Appreciate
Actually, either that or it was last week was 25.
appreciate the assist last week from Lauren. Heard y'all talked about some Star Wars, and I pretty sure I had COVID, although every test said otherwise.
Well, you don't have COVID unless the tests say you have COVID.
But if you go to the doctor, all the tests will say you have.
Well, they
COVID.
get paid for that.
Yeah, so I was
So,
like,
of
what
course,
am I
they're
doing?
going to say COVID.
Looks like COVID, felt like COVID, so didn't smell like COVID because I lost my sense of smell.
Oh, that's a
completely.
good indicator.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're back at it.
But that's the thing. Here's like the whole thing with the COVID. Like you lose your sense of taste and smell. Well, you're going to do that with a cold or the flu because you have mucus impacting every inch of your sinuses. So
Well, I mean, COVID is a cold. It's just a strong cold.
yeah, it's just this. Yeah, it's this weird thing, and so that's what it felt like. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, so here we are. It's good to be back. I'm probably going to cough a lot.
You got your sucrets
I got my sucrets out of Granny's purse
with the Wrigley's.
with the benzos.
What was it? The Wrigley's spearmint.
It tasted like lipstick and peppermints.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
Those are that smell. Like that's a very
It's
nostalgic
distinct.
and distinct smell.
Yeah. And like certs with
Did
Retsin.
she always split the gum?
Retsin must have been a really assertive.
Retsin.
Was a really
What's
assertive.
Retsin?
It was in certs.
Oh, Retsin.
They said certs with Retsin.
What is Retsin?
Like we were always supposed to know what that is.
What is Retsin?
I don't know.
Look up Retsin, Matt.
But it was, in
I remember them saying search with Retsin. Is it like a sugar substitute?
I don't know. It's either a minty like accelerator of mint. I don't know. It maybe made the cooling taste happen. I don't know.
We're not looking up Retsin.
They were on the scene. I think certs were the official sponsor of Southern Baptist churches in the 80s.
Yeah, that was that. My grandmother either had certs or she had Freedent. Was it Freedent?
What was is that the one with the stuff in the middle?
No. Those were Freshen Up.
Oh, okay.
No, the
Freedent.
it was always a stick gum. But
That was the denture gum, Freedent, maybe.
Yeah. No, she had something like
Topol.
what's Topol?
That was the smoker's toothpaste, actually, now that I think about it.
No.
Your Aunt Dorothy's toothpaste.
No, she had it was like double mint gum or something. Taking a while to get the internet up and running.
Yeah, Topol. Oh, well, it's
No,
not. It's
I was
not-
wondering
not
what
that
Retsin
anymore.
was. I was wondering what Retsin was.
Topol toothpaste. Anybody remember Topol? Hit us in the comments.
Hit those comments. Hit that like and subscribe while you're at it.
Exactly. Please. Do we have to beg?
I just want to know. Shout out to. I mean, what I want to know from everybody is, what do you remember most about? This could go in a lot of different directions. Grandma's purse. What was in it?
Booze.
Can you imagine if like Mount Olivet Baptist Church, Lowe's, Kentucky, my grandmother opens the purse and there's a little
What?
little pint of
Oh, yeah. She's like, no.
Jim Beam.
She's like, don't touch that. Slap your hand.
Grandma's always going to the bathroom. What's the deal?
Mommy, is Granny incontinent? All right, what are we looking at? It's a vest, sweater vest. Man, I don't know. What is this?
What the hell is Retsin?
Oh,
It's
what
probably
the
a
hell's
made-up
Retsin?
word.
It probably is. What? It was in certs, though.
I don't know, man.
I might have that totally wrong. Certs with Retsin. It just stands out in my mind.
That's what it says on the thing.
Does it? I can't see it.
Can't read it.
A
Yeah.
little small.
Um,
So, cool. So, yeah. Remember that one. Pulled that out.
My
of the
biggest
old
thing
bank.
about, because my grandma went to a different church than we did, but when we were there with her, I was thinking about this the other day. She was like, she would get lunch going, and then leave that stuff cooking
At the house?
at the house.
She probably didn't have a gas range, or she might have.
Yeah, I think they did. Well, they had gas something.
Eating that fried chicken after church on Sunday. You know she had that and some green beans.
Yeah, but she was always boiling everything because
Nothing like
she was
a
of that
good
generation.
boiled piece of chicken.
I think that's why my palate is so bad, because she would cook stuff that smelled really bad, and like my mom was a terrible cook, so I really don't think I ever developed a really good palate for fine cooking or for cooking in general. I was like, ugh, I don't want to eat that. It stinks.
Yeah. What turns you against cheese? Even though you eat cheese all the time because nobody ever takes it.
I don't know. I don't ever remember liking cheese.
Okay,
There was never a moment where I was like, I'm not going to eat that anymore. It was always just in my memory. Now, maybe there was a traumatic moment with cheese, but I don't know.
I would think it would be because it's just on everything. It just is on everything. Cheese. In
Maybe
all
it
its
was.
forms. Man. So
it may have been something like
I'm
that.
not against it, just in case anyone wants to know. I'm not against cheese, but I don't like the singles things because I think those are probably just made of
Plastic.
or something, just one or two.
They just had a recall on Kraft singles.
Probably.
So they were causing choking hazards.
We're on Retsin. Is a trademark name for a mixture of copper glutamate, partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil, and flavoring. So, Retsin, folks. There you have it.
So
Salt.
that's where it got its minty taste.
Yeah. That good old cottonseed
No
oil.
wonder our
It's either that
grandmas
or the
all died of
copper
cancer.
glutamate. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good.
But I'm telling you, 3 of these secrets in, that's making me feel better.
Yeah.
Hitting those benzos, son.
Yes.
Yes, son. So how was your week?
Week.
I was gone half of it.
I
I had to
I got ready for the show.
Yeah.
The comic show in Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
which was kudos to those guys. Pretty good turnout.
Pound for pound. It's a
Matt
nice little show.
showed up.
Yeah.
Matt was there.
I heard a lot of our regulars were there, so that's good.
A lot of our regulars, a lot of people I knew from the shop came by. Chuck was there pretty much all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out to Chuck for supporting.
Working the room.
There were decent comic vendors.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the local shops were there. So
We were
for a small venue and for a small show, I thought we had a pretty good turnout.
Yeah. We were the dollar box kings.
Not necessarily.
No?
No.
Man,
I mean, we were the only ones that were dollar boxes.
really
but-
wanting that title.
Well, we had it, but I'm saying there were other people that had similar comics.
Yeah.
This one guy, bless his heart, was he was against the wall. So in order to create a comic wall, he took what comics he had and was blue taping them to the wall. So he had this whole wall of taped up comic books.
Yeah.
Which I thought was creative, but
He was the off the strip casino
that's what
vendor.
I thought it looked like a Keno bar. He
Yeah.
was like, you picked that one, you picked that one.
Yeah.
And then maybe you won a
Vegas
bigger-
Vacation.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Pick a hand. Yeah. What number am I thinking of? Those games.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I think about him cooking that chicken on the rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. The in the nuclear.
Or where can I get some damn bait?
Here we go.
There it is.
All right.
It's back.
There it is. It's back.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the
good
last
show.
time we had I had a post-COVID show. I was coughing through the whole thing, so sorry.
Way to go.
Yeah. So good show. That's good. Good. You had to really shoulder some load this week, and I appreciate it.
But I took the day off.
time, and yeah, hope you got some
I
R&R.
you'll find this interesting.
What'd you watch today?
Glad you bring that up. I watched a Netflix documentary called Wrestlers,
Okay.
which
Oh, I've heard about that.
interestingly enough, is about the Ohio Valley Championship Wrestling, which is
Paducah.
actually based in Louisville, which I didn't know.
Oh, I thought it was Paducah. Okay. Based in Louisville.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually responsible for producing wrestling superstars like John Cena and Brock Lesnar and Dave Bautista. Some big names have come out of that wrestling organization. And they explained it in the very first episode. This organization at one time was sort of like, the minor leagues for the WWE. And that's kind of where they were for a long time until they moved the whole operation down to Florida. So now it's just this like struggling wrestling franchise that that guy that ran for mayor in Louisville, Green something.
Okay.
I don't remember his name. And Matt Jones from KSR.
Oh, yeah.
Bought the wrestling organization. So the whole show's kind of about this whole endeavor of trying to like keep it alive and keep it going. And of course, it's all about the wrestlers and their personalities. But honestly, man, it was really fascinating because it was cool just to see all the places they go. They go to places in Kentucky, and you're like, oh, I've been there,
Yeah. So it's a real pay your dues kind of
Well,
thing.
I mean, they go to places like Harlan. Actually, Harlan had a bigger turnout than everywhere else because one of Matt.
I bet they're wild.
Matt Jones is like big. He was trying to find places for them to wrestle that would draw a crowd to increase numbers on site or even towards this big pay-per-view that they're working toward in the last episode. And so he would set up these venues at like Country Boy Brewing in Lexington or at some church or at like the Poke Salad Festival in Harlan, So, and, of course, all the, Kentucky's finest shows out to see this stuff. And like sometimes they even wrestled here in Nashville right before SummerSlam, like when SummerSlam was here like a year or so ago. And they don't, they're not drawing the crowd you would think they would draw.
Yeah.
But
they're like wrestling in an old
But the
Kmart.
organization is run by Al Snow. You remember Al Snow from the WWF back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, Al.
He walked around with the little mannequin head. But anyway, he runs that organization, and of course, some of these people have potential to move on to WWE or AEW, but they're still not quite there.
Mm-hmm.
So I found the whole thing super.
Al Snow, bro's jacked. Yeah,
man. I mean, it was a super fascinating show.
I remember him. Damn,
Yeah,
he looks completely different. Yeah, he's a businessman now.
Yeah, he's making it happen. I didn't know he lived in Louisville.
Yeah, well, it's a good place to live. I will say that
And apparently it's over in the Fern Creek area.
Really, it's one of the places I lived when I first moved there.
Honestly, it's not far from where Brian had his karate school.
That's where I could afford the rent. Yeah, it was but it's kind of far out, but it's good. And the creek. Oh, really? It was out there?
Well, there was this one moment in the episode where
like to know where it is.
It's Matt Jones, right? Matt Jones.
Yeah.
He has a seizure. So they call like an ambulance, and it's the Fern Creek. So I'm assuming it's close.
Who has a seizure?
Matt Jones.
Really?
He suffers from seizures.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And apparently something not everybody knows until it went live on this TV show.
Yeah.
Now you get the sense that some of this stuff is made up.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I think he talked about this on KSR, but like there's a scene where he goes on a date with the girl has to be an actress because you can just tell the conversation is awkward.
Yeah.
But and he goes to like Tony Horton's steakhouse in Louisville, or Lexington, wherever I guess he went. But it's a cool show. It's a cool show to watch. I mean, if you're into wrestling, 100% watch that thing.
Did you go through it all?
I'm about.
Burn through those.
I did.
Fast.
I got about an episode and a half left, so I had to kind of cut loose right there at the end. Was hoping to get. Well, I had started off today watching this. I was finishing up a documentary. Sunday's my documentary day.
Mm.
If I get to be at home, I want to watch For some reason, that's the day I want to watch documentaries. But I started off watching one about. For the life of me, I can't think of the name of it. But it was about all these blue zones where people live to be over 100 across the world. This guy goes across the world and tries to figure out
what's going on.
Well, what's special about these places that, allows people to live past 100. Like on the reg. Like it's like not just one or two. It's like a lot of people in those little societies. So, and there's several of them across the whole globe. You know, even some in the United States. But then it like each episode he kind of breaks down like the things, and a lot of it's then he breaks down what happens in each place. Then he kind of goes in this little center circle and says it's these kind of 4 things, which are diet, exercise, community, and purpose. So if you have those 4 things, like your chances of living long are greatly increased.
Yeah, and you could have those anywhere.
Yeah, but he does break those down into some specificities. You know,
well, living in places.
well, like the place when he says exercise, it's not necessarily people hitting the gym. You know, it's like this one place in I think it was Costa Rica. They literally just chop wood. They have to do things like chop wood and cut grass by hand because they don't have enough.
Just like New York.
Well, they're
like
poor. They don't
walk-in city.
Yeah. Well, that's like one place I think he went to in was it Greece or someplace like that. They lived on an island that like was all on a hill.
Yeah.
And they had to go up the hill all the time. So because they did that, they obviously got a lot of exercise.
Yeah, their knees give out before their body does, their life.
So that was a good documentary. Then I went into the wrestling thing.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of like my day.
Yeah.
How was the shop?
It's quite a journey. Well, it was pretty good. It was we had a lot of people through here today, but it was all like, you know, onesie twosies, $3-5 books, picking some Pokemon cards out of the bins, getting 1 or 2 stickers.
I
and
saw
stuff
we
like
went
that.
through the
We went through those fast.
Went through the 151s really fast. Just dropped on Friday. I sold 2 at the show, and a couple other the little accessory things that came with it. But yeah, we've gone through these.
It never takes long. Guess what is the best-selling book this week in our shop?
I don't know. I'll think about it. Now that you bring it up, I don't know.
Uncanny
Spider-Man. Did we go through them? Pretty close?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. What's
Yes,
the number
indeed.
one? It's number one. It's sort of a crossover.
Mm-hmm. And
Did you
it's
read
got,
it?
what's his, I didn't read it.
Matt, did you read it? Probably no. Why am I even asking? Yeah, that's I was curious about that because they had that one. They've had Spine Tingling Spider-Man, and they got Superior Spider-Man coming out.
Yeah, going
A
super
lot
light.
of Spider-Man titles
Lots
coming
of
out.
Spider-Man titles coming out.
Speaking of books coming out,
Yeah.
I'm glad Matt's working the numbers back there. Big shout out to Matt and Brooke back there on the 10s and the 2s.
Yes, indeed.
There are, and I wish we could have got this podcast out sooner because I forgot to send out a little FOC reminder. But the Energon Universe, you know, we're all the time talking about DC and Marvel, and a lot of times it's not very positive. And, you know, we've said this numerous times, even, you know, Nick Comic Culture, a good buddy with the shirt you're representing tonight. They, the good stories are, you know, obviously living over in the indie world. So
Yes, I would agree.
the Energon Universe is already started. It's ramping up.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
started with Void Rivals, which has been a good little series. And in the first issue, there was a nice little spoiler for all of us. So that was pretty cool. But all of those Hasbro licenses have now moved from IDW over to Image Comics. So we've got a few things coming out. So FOC tonight for today is Transformers. Well, actually, it's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. So if you see this in time.
See this time, you know, let us know. We can still get your orders in for Transformers 1. All right. Following up on that, pull that up, that Transformers 1.
No, it's Transformers 1's passed.
I don't think it has it?
Yeah.
Has it?
Yeah.
Did I miss that one?
Yeah. Transformers 1's passed. I ordered a bunch of them. No one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a bunch.
But are you thinking about G.I. Joe?
Maybe I am thinking about G.I. Joe.
Yeah. I think
But anyway, let's talk about Transformers 1. Don't jump ahead yet. I was thinking about this. You know, we don't sell a ton of this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, comic-wise. I mean, we've got some very specific customers that come in for, hey, you got to know G.I. Joe comics. Now, when I say very specific, I'm talking like 1, 2, maybe 3 people that are only looking for Joe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's not the same as like with the Star Wars franchise. You know, everybody wants to come in and get those Star Wars books, whether it's Darth Vader or the main title, or High Republic, or these these TV show comics, Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Dark Droids has been selling, but when you think about these titles like Transformers, G.I. Joe, weekly, they don't rush off the shelf. Personally, I've never really I'm just as guilty because I've never really delved into them, but this is a jumping on point for everybody. So
definitely. Well, this one has like talent behind it, like big talent, and Kirkman, like, I mean, I guess he bought the IPs, right?
That's a good question. Did he? Matt, do you know that? Did he buy the IPs?
I can't imagine.
I don't think he bought the IPs.
I can't imagine.
Hasbro has those.
They're licensee.
Hasbro. He might have got a license to do it.
Yeah. Hasbro's
well, I guess that's really
what you're talking about. Yeah. Because that's another thing too. I was thinking about this.
Not Image, but Kirkman himself.
So far, because Hasbro owns the rights to those. Now, the Transformer movies have been mostly miss until recently. I thought the first one was great. I didn't hate the second one. The third one kind of got dumb for me. The fourth one was blue. Fifth one was blue. And I think that since Bumblebee, these last two have been really good. Rise of the Beast was good. I enjoyed them. They've only put out 2 G.I. Joe movies, which were train wrecks. Mm-hmm. And I think that's been so far removed now that if they decided, hey, Hollywood's going to say, hey, let's do this franchise, it might be good. But they did put out on Netflix for Transformers what was that show called?
That preview was in Creep Show this last week. Or the
yeah. Which made that a key book, by the way.
I'm sure. Yeah.
No, what's the Transformers? There was a Transformers cartoon animated that was on Netflix like a year or so ago.
Yeah. Well, it was during COVID.
That was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that. Because like the whole first season of that show, there's like 3 seasons of that. And it does do a crossover with Beast Wars. But like the first season of that was kind of like the first 3 minutes of the very first episode of Transformers, if you go back and kind of watch it. But I'm excited. All that said, I'm excited about these. I'm actually make jump on with Transformers.
Well, that's the thing. Then this kind of gets into like the unofficial segment of the show. That's the get off my yard complaining segment. Is that like and it's just like with Marvel and these titles that we have on our wall. This is got some people that I feel like are going to handle it with care. And, it's just been bad stuff that's not been good story-wise. The fandom is there. So, there's people that love Transformers and that will buy the stuff. But it's just like the Marvel customers, they've been loyal. They just haven't given them very, very much to read and to love and to get into. So I think with this one, you got something here under the careful, watchful eye in hand of Robert Kirkman.
How many Robert Kirkman stories have you read? Because I know you didn't read Walking Dead. We weren't even into comics at that point.
Well, actually, I did read, but it was after this, like 2009. A buddy of mine said, "Oh, you got to check this out. These are good." Yeah. And I read like 3 of the trades.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Back then. So I did read that.
I mean, I watched the show.
Yeah.
All right? I never really jumped into the comic books because I was like, all right, if I watched the movie, I knew there were the TV show. I knew there were things in the TV show that weren't the same as the book, but there were a lot of things that were.
Mm-hmm. Outside of that, I started with
another Kentucky boy, by the way. Big shout out.
Absolutely, yes. Other than that, like the real shot I gave any kind of a run reading wise is Firepower.
Okay, so, I did Firepower, and I didn't hate the series. I really enjoyed it. I just got so behind when we started the shop that I just couldn't keep up. Same thing with the Oblivion song, and I enjoyed that. And I know he's dropped a couple of other stories out there.
Yeah,
they elude me at the moment.
Yeah.
And this guy, Daniel Warren Johnson, is writing Transformers. Yep. Do we know anything about him? Do we know anything?
We should, and I feel like
I've heard the name. I can't place.
What's his big thing, Matt? That he
Daniel Warren Johnson.
I don't know that he has claim to fame. I read his stuff when he wrote Extremity, and I've read at least a few issues of Murder Falcon, which was his.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I don't know.
So is this like his first big IP? I mean, Extremity. I know that one.
Yeah.
Look up his little bibliography there. Is that what it's called? Biblio.
Yep. But I just, let's see. Yeah. Justice League, is that the Jurassic League?
Oh yeah, he did the Jurassic League. Yeah. Which people liked.
People did like.
People
it was
liked
just
that book.
it was fun. That's what we like in comic books.
Like he did do a power bomb.
Oh, dude, you know what? I looked at that before we started this show. I saw that he did do a power bomb. Didn't read it. Everybody
those that
read
read it loved it.
Loved it. Yes.
Nick was a big comic culture was a big component of that.
Yeah.
Proponent. Is that right? Proponent. There we go.
Yeah. So
I mean, he's done a run on Wonder Woman. He's done a run on Justice League. So I mean, it's not his first big IP, I would say.
Well, I mean, there. Go down a little bit there, Matt. He did Death Metal, Man Thing. Those all him? Man Thing. Looks like Extremity was his first big book. Anyway,
so yeah, Wonder Woman.
So
did the Wonder Woman.
Let's knock on wood, but it does sound
good,
promising. So I would get that on your pull list.
Can we hit pause on this for 1 second?
Sure.
Okay, come to my camera. I read Wonder Woman this week, the new Wonder Woman, Tom King. Tom, let me tell you something, man. You got to stop with the dialogue, bro. The story was good. But you got to stop. You bog everything down with the internal dialogue, run in parallel all the way through with the story. Wonder Woman #1, the series could be good, but words, dude, too many. All right, back to Transformers.
We all know how I feel about Tom King, but my
So
thing with him.
Transformers,
But he also
good.
hold on a second. You brought this up, opened this can of worms. It's not just his internal monologuing, right? It's his repetitive panels that drop so slowly, you can't move through it very fast.
Agreed.
It's like
he can't get out of his own way. It just feels like and I'm not just talking about this.
I just think
it's other stories I've read with him too. Like I think he writes, some really interesting stuff.
Is it too much words? Because Claremont is many words.
It's not. I guess it's that.
Yeah.
I guess it's just unnecessary. It feels like, and I have a hard time sitting where I sit and criticizing someone creatively on that level because I'm not qualified at all to do it. But it's just been, as a reader, it's just been this common theme, and it's hard to move through a 32-page book. That's we're not reading War and Peace over here.
Comic books have, since the 80s, have gone from a lot of dialogue. And there was a time there were narration balloons, and then all of a sudden there were some thought balloons, and then dialogue balloons. Now it just seems to be everything is internal monologue and very little dialogue.
Yeah.
Almost every book out there is like that, but Tom King is probably the king of all that.
Yeah. The patron saint, if you will. Man, guy.
I with Void Rivals so far, that moves along at the pace you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping this preview of Transformers and some of these G.I. Joe books look the same as well. Which moves me on to the next point. Transformers is dropping, but also G.I. Joe has moved from IDW to Image, and they've done a really clever pull that.
I was looking today because I was looking for this, but
So-
it picks up at number 301, like it's a continuation of the the OG.
I think they went kind of clever with this because it is the first issue with Image, but it's issue 301.
Yeah.
So I guess in an attempt to not completely
the anti-reset over.
correct,
Yeah.
it's sort of a transition. And I was kind of looking at this. I was looking at this preview, and it does look interesting. I mean, scroll up there a little bit, Matt.
Where'd you get this preview?
Not the first time Image has had G.I. Joe, by the way.
It's been a minute though, right?
It has been since the early 2000s, 90s.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's interesting that they would choose to reboot on
A 300
a
book.
300 book
Yeah.
when they have actually had the title.
They just want you to forget about all
Maybe
that
that's
crap.
why.
Yeah.
Is that where? Because I know it's not number one from the 80s, right? They did a reboot.
I don't know. When was the last IDW? What was
Gosh,
the
I don't
IDW
remember.
count?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I know they were in the 200s. So.
They're like, it didn't happen.
I do like the art in this. I mean, it's got already, it's already shown a lot of characters. There's Serpentor, Dr. Mindbender, Scarlet. Slow down there. Right there. What is that? I think that's a maskless Storm Shadow.
Where? Oh, yeah.
Up here with Stalker and Snake Eyes. Because if you look at the cover, Snake Eyes is on. Pull that up, that cover. Snake Eyes. No, I'm sorry. Storm Shadow is on the.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's the Wolverine with the Joe team.
I'm looking something up here.
And
Joe.
obviously,
no, the Snake Eyes in this panel here, that's Snake Eyes is like original.
yeah, but
original
then
costume.
Who's that in the white there?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
What
So, G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 300, which I actually have this book. It is the final. It's the final IDW. So
Okay.
they're picking up from IDW.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm excited about this too. I might jump on it just
Heck
to have, just to be, maybe get away from the superheroes for a little while.
Mhm.
Try to jump in on the mask stuff, and I just couldn't get into it.
Should make G.I. Joe like a like war contractor type of a organization. They're hired out to just go in and into Ukraine and just blow out the Russians. What if that's part of the premise?
I don't know. It looks like Serpentor's the bad guy.
Well, he could be behind. He could be secretly behind all of it, and Putin is just a puppet.
We're just looking at the characters on this cover. They've got an interesting group of characters with. You got Roadblock, Scarlet, Duke, Storm Shadow, Cover Girl, Snake Eyes, Jinx.
Jinx out of
And
nowhere.
is that Tunnel Rat?
Where?
On the right over there. Or is that Spirit? I can't. Looks like Tunnel Rat.
Like the homie over there with the big gun?
Yeah, that's that guy.
Where's Jinx?
In the red. Isn't that her?
Where?
Somebody in
I
red?
don't see anybody in red.
Who's the ninja at the top with the blindfold?
This?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the female Snake Eyes.
There's a female Snake Eye?
That's Dawn.
Dawn?
Yeah.
There's
that
a
was
female
Jinx.
Snake Eyes, and her name's Dawn.
Yeah, Dawn. I don't
Wow.
know her last name. Yeah.
Should name her Carol.
I know Stalker's up there on the
The female,
ram.
the female
Yeah.
Storm Shadow.
Is
What
that
would her
Lady
name
J?
be?
Breaker there. I don't know who that is. Could be Lady J.
Is there really somebody named Dawn? Shows how much I've been paying attention.
Yeah.
Is there a female Snake Eyes?
Dawn Moreno. That's her name. Dawn Moreno.
Is that her,
That's her
what's her code name?
Snake Eyes.
Code name is Snake Eyes?
Yeah, she replaced. Remember, Snake Eyes died.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh goodness gracious!
I wasn't reading it back then.
He's alive. Right up on
It's
that
all
line
happened
right
when
there.
I started reading comics.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
since I've been.
Why are you
reading.
always killing the characters, Matt?
They're like, nope, he's back. He's on this tank. Let's do this. He better get out of the way of that tank, though. That's
That's the Wolverine, bro. Wolverine.
whatever. It's a tank.
It is a tank with missiles.
An old Roadblock's up there, like it ain't behind him running up the hill. Get Duke over there. He's on one knee.
It looks cool though.
It looks cool. I hope these people can see. Can these people see what we're looking at?
I hope so. They can full screen it if they want to.
All right.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Ready for some fun, Tom.
Well, I'm excited about the Energon Universe. And to get more info on it, check out Comic Culture. I'm sure he's got some.
He'll
have some big content on it.
He'll have a breakdown, dude.
They've also, along with G.I. Joe, I don't know if these are one shots, but they're doing a Duke series, and then a Cobra Commander series.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander always got the.
Yep. Well, I love it. I'm here for it.
I pulled those up. That Cobra Commander series and
I ordered a ton.
Duke are
They ordered 50 Transformer books. And I guess, I don't know. We'll see if this is on the FOC tonight.
Don Marino, female Snake Eyes.
Old Dawn, yeah. Marino. Yeah, look at her. She's putting the bow staff to their faces. Dr. Mindbender. He's like, who is this woman? Who is this big?
Did she just come out of nowhere, Matt, or was she always a part of the franchise?
No, this is what this happened in 2017. So her first appearance was, just a few years ago.
But she just
She's a pre-COVID Snake Eyes.
Pre-COVID.
Fun times. It's good art there, though.
Before the dark times.
Pull up that Duke. Yeah. This is Joshua Williamson.
Oh, okay.
And he's also, I think, writing the Cobra Commander series as well. But if you'll notice, Duke has a pal that's not a G.I. Joe.
A what?
The plane in the cover. Go back to the cover.
Oh, yeah. We're crossing over, baby.
Yeah, it's crossing over.
Yeah.
Looks like
Little
his
nuggets.
plane got shot down and by Starscream.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
see what I'm saying?
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. We're
Unless he's called in
speculating at
help.
this point. We'd have no idea. It only shows you a couple pages.
Okay. Where'd you get these previews?
They were on Lunar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They didn't have one for Cobra Commander. They
Yeah.
just had Duke and Transformers.
If we're not supposed to show you,
You can show these.
We didn't know.
They want people to buy the book.
Yeah, I know these are there for us to market with,
Oh no, he's sitting across from General Hawk. Can't be good.
but you can't put a PDF on Instagram. So
Can't say I'm loving the artwork.
Y'all need to help us out a little bit on that. So yeah, so there's some your
Yeah.
FOC
With
pre-ordering.
this one, it's got the Autobots.
That's what I'm
What's it
talking
called?
about.
I think that ship's called something. It's got a name. But that's the Autobot ship.
Okay. I
Also
don't know
by
what the name
Joshua
is of that
Williamson.
one. Oh, he's busy. Well, Mr.
I don't know if these are one shots or if they're actually
Joshua Williamson, he's Mr. Batting 500, I think. He's like the whole,
one for two.
yeah, every time. So
Yeah.
one will be good and one will be bad.
I wanted to. Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I hope it's all
I think
good.
if you're tired of Star Wars, you're tired of the superheroes, and not just kind of. This is a good place to jump on.
Geiger Grounds, is that Geoff Johns? on that
So
one?
this one, I pulled this one up too because I really enjoyed this, and I wanted to talk a little bit of indies today and not really get into DC or Marvel that much. But like when the main Geiger series came out, I thought it was super creative and it was super new and it was super interesting. So the fact I knew they were going to continue this, and I actually is Geiger's a part of the? Is he part of the Energon Universe, or is there a Geigerverse? Remind me, Matt. You probably don't know. This is a Nick question.
Geigerverse.
No idea.
I think it's part of this somehow or it is a shared universe. Geiger's in a shared universe with something else.
Well,
But this was a pretty cool story and a pretty interesting hero.
all right.
Did you read it?
It's one of those that I think I got about 6 issues in on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It's creative.
And Jeff Johns, something that's not DC, which was good. Yeah, look that up.
Yeah, let them get out in the. It's weird how you let these writers get out in the indie world, and I guess they give them a little bit longer leash, and the stories just somehow get better.
Oh yeah, it's with like Junkyard Joe, the Geiger.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Junkyard Joe.
Yep.
Nick talks about that series like it's the best series that's been out all year, which it probably was. I just didn't read it.
Yeah.
Not that I was like, oh, I don't like this. I just was busy, But sounds like it's another universe that's like, another one for the books. It'd be pretty great to jump in on.
Be good. Yeah.
Because
Well,
I don't know if we have any trades of Junkyard Joe. We should get some of those because I think people would enjoy that story.
yeah. I mean, it's
We sold out of them. We don't have
sold
any
out of 'em.
like issues, so that's a.
Well, we also ordered trades, and we sold out of them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, Joe did. Right here in the shop, inside the shop, Tom and Joey. So, well, yeah. Sarah said, "Y'all started yet?" Yeah, we started.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
So, G.I. Joe, Energon Universe, Void Rivals.
Yeah, that's the thing about the indies. Again, we have to sell this stuff. We really have to talk it up and sell it and kind of go out
But
on a
that is
limb
what
and
the best
order
stories
it.
are.
Yeah, we have to go out on a limb financially and order these to hope, that people do it. We want to get people the good stories, Tommy, and, you got to sell those. People blindly just buy, the big two, regardless of if it's bad or good. So regardless if it's bad.
Which is fine.
Or mediocre.
I don't care if they buy them.
Which is fine. We're okay with that.
But if you're looking for good stories,
it's giving you, there's places where they're actually really giving you good stuff and not taking advantage of your loyalty. But it's true.
You said it.
Some of these things, they're not good for biz, but if we're keeping it real, it's a delicate little line to walk. So, yeah, if I don't have much of a real update on my week, it was a lot of boxes of Kleenex, a lot of really taking vitamins because I was like, man, I got to get right with this thing because we got this weekend. No way I could be sick this weekend, So I came in probably about Thursday, and I was about half here. I was a zombie, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever I came in here the first time, but feeling good now, and we had a really good Saturday here at the shop. I was watching our numbers, like both of us had handheld, the handheld stuff. So I was seeing who, we were like neck and neck for most of the day until it got, past time for you to be. So we were running neck and neck in how much volume and business we were doing there at the con and here.
Hey, Matt, did you, you said you scored a couple of good books at the show?
Just one book.
What'd you get?
Power Girl 27.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that. The variant?
Yeah.
There's a Power Girl coming out this week, isn't there, with DC?
Power Girl, number one?
Yeah.
Where's that list go? You had it right here.
It probably made its way somewhere else when we're cleaning off the table. It's probably over on that table somewhere.
Yeah, I have to zoom in on that bad boy.
Get on.
And that's Warren Lau.
Santa Maria.
Yeah, that's kind of like I don't
know the old selling.
Put them on the map.
Yeah.
We know the selling point of Power Girl.
I don't know if you've been paying attention.
Up and away.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, but with and Jeff Johns has been kind of spearheading a lot of this, but with the new Golden Age, they just dropped that 6-part Justice Society and
that wasn't it. That was from 2009. There's one. It's this week. It's like that one right. No, it's not it either.
What are you talking about?
We have a Power Girl coming out this week.
He's showing you the comic he bought at the show.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Pay attention, man. We.
Hey, I'm in a COVID fog.
That's the one coming out this week. This Power Girl story. That's the one he bought.
Yeah.
Click.
You shut the hell up. I got a COVID fog in my head.
Anyway, with this Power Girl, this is just another series in the whole New Justice Society that
my girl's Kryptonian.
Yeah. They're dropping with Justice Society of America. Wrote all this down. They've done Stargirl. Now Power Girl. Hawk Girl's out. A new Jay Garrick story and Sandman, not the Neil Gaiman one, but the original Sandman. So all these Justice Society characters are now starting to pop out. And I'll be honest,
I'm here for it. It's new stuff.
Well, a lot of this Dawn of DC stuff has not been bad, actually.
Yeah.
World's Finest is great. I enjoy Green Arrow. I enjoy Green Lantern.
We get a new Flash this week.
Yeah, hopefully that's good.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. I've lost track of Flash. I used to always get that book.
It's a Flash #1, baby. We're starting over. This is Wally Flash.
Well, Wally's been Flash for a while.
I know, but I'm just clarifying.
Awesome. Matt's excited about Power Girl. Did you get a Power Girl pull this week?
That's I don't know. You tell me.
We don't do pulls until Monday, so
And we don't see names when we're doing them either.
we'll be doing the pulls while this is uploading on YouTube. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to look at the covers. You already unboxed a lot of them, haven't you?
No, I
I
really
just
didn't.
pulled
I
the list out.
I pulled the list, and then I pulled the whole reason I opened it because I wanted to pull the trade paperbacks because I need to fill a few holes here on the wall, and then I luckily was able to pull Flash right there pretty. It wasn't very deep. I also didn't. It was sitting like sideways. I didn't want it to get like the books to get messed up. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
They were fine though. Void Rivals. All right, so, but yeah, we're back. We're good, man. I got to start working out tomorrow. See if that.
Give yourself time to heal, man. You got to rest.
Well, I could eat a little something. A little, maybe just take a walk. I don't
Get
know.
outside, get a little sunshine, a little vitamin D.
Maybe that's what I'll do. Just
Yeah.
take a walk around the hood. The cold day. Well, it's I don't even.
The lane, baby.
The lane. Yeah. The lane loops down at the end.
Does it?
Yep.
Yeah. How did softball go?
Well, it went pretty well. We have not won a game yet.
That's okay.
But Abigail, she's a contact hitter. She's got good OPS. She walks, and she hits up the third base line. Not a power hitter, just solid. So, but they're getting better, and the mighty Wolfpack is not getting blown out now. They're losing games by 1 run and 2 runs and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, got a game tomorrow night. Had a doubleheader Friday, game tomorrow night.
It's a busy month.
You got something going on tomorrow night? Okay.
Closing the shop.
I put little softballs on the days on the calendar. Yeah. So, yeah. So what else you got? We got anything else?
This seems like it's going to be a pretty good comic week in the shop.
Definitely come in. Buy online.
May need to hunt down some more Pokemon cards because we went through those really quick.
Man, we sell them so fast.
Um,
and our allotments, we just sell through our allotments so quickly.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like Lorcana fast, but
yeah, that was pretty fast.
Pretty fast though.
Yeah.
And we got them on Friday. We got 2 ETBs left.
Pokemon was actually the sales leader for this week.
Nice.
in the shop. So
very cool.
Edging out the always consistent back issues.
You sold all your Lorcana, right? Most of
all the foils.
All
Yeah.
the foils. Good.
Yeah. Some dude came in here and bought all the foils, and I was just like, I wasn't policing. I was just like, all right, just buy all the foils.
Well, we're gonna pick league play back up this week.
Yeah.
I think that's. We've had 2 weeks, kind of like we really haven't done.
Yeah.
And
Not
I think
really.
people are getting a little antsy.
Well,
So-
people have been gone. Some of the people that were
Correct.
really do that, they've been up in here.
Had a guy show up last night and was like, Where's the
Yeah.
Lorcana at? We're like, both of us, like, you're tired from the shop, I was tired from the show, and we're like,
Ain't happening.
ain't happening tonight, bro.
Ain't happening, son.
Um,
Well, it's so as far as we were supposed to get some more Lorcana this week, but then they pushed it to October. We probably don't know when in October. And then the second deck is basically after the first of the year, right?
I don't think so.
I didn't know if
You mean Rise of the Floodborn?
Yeah, I've seen different.
Is it not
things.
November?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be
For
November.
us.
Yeah.
No, wait. Matt, pull that up.
And I think it's.
When's the
But I'm seeing little whispers that it might be after the first of the year.
we were supposed to have already gotten our second round of booster packs
This week.
last week.
Well,
This
that's
past
what
week,
I mean.
yeah.
This past week.
Yeah.
because it's Sunday. But yeah, so
Rise of the Floodborn.
Rise of the Floodborn's on. So
I'm curious. I can't remember.
yeah, but it's the Lorcana craze is for real.
November 17th.
Okay.
At least that's in hobby shops.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know.
We'll see. Okay. Well, that'll be good.
Yeah, people are already starting to ask, well, when you get those, put those up for pre-order, let us know.
Let's know. Got a list?
Got a list.
We don't have a list.
Need a list.
Pre-orders. Rise of the Floodborn. Man, it is nuts.
I have to give a big shout out to Alan, our distributor. He, he had mentioned Lorcana like 9 months ago to us, or like earlier this year. And we were like, "Hey, what is Lorcana?"
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I don't know what you're talking about, But we jumped through the hoops.
He had it right because
he did. He knew exactly what he was talking about.
He said, "This is one you should do."
Yes.
He said they're being very selective with who they're allowing to get it, and they're making this a game that they're wanting to build a community of league.
And they are bringing on more hobby shops for this next round.
Yeah.
By the way. So, but they had to do the same things that we had to do. Prove that they're a brick and mortar. They have, play space.
Had to do the whole video and all the stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I mean it's good. Lorcana is the Lorcana as far as what ranked this week in sales in the shop. Lorcana was
not
very, very closely behind
Pokemon
and pack issues.
Well, I knew that would be the case with the 151 launch. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were talking about it at the shop. I was the only one, to my knowledge, that actually had 151 at the show. There were a lot of Pokemon vendors.
How many did you sell at the show?
I only took 2
Pokemon
ETBs, and I took 1 poster collection and 1 binder collection.
Yeah,
and sold all of it.
Right. You sold it to a customer or like another vendor?
So I guess it was
or an attendee. I guess I should say.
Yeah, I sold it. Well, a couple of kids bought them.
Oh, look at those Wonder Woman covers on the FOC.
I also
is that
Focus, bro? We're talking on Pokemon.
Okay.
Oh, you got me distracted now.
So yeah, you sold.
I sold and I sold a few other Pokemon things. So there was it was a good thing I took it.
Yeah.
I'll be curious of what would happen because people were asking about Lorcana.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be curious if I'd have taken that little box of 50-cent cards, how that would have rolled out. Probably would have had to really watch it, but
I sold a lot of those here anyway. So
I didn't feel the need to drag those all the way over there.
Yeah, that would have been tedious too. Counting out cards.
Mm-hmm. Sold a lot of Funko Pops. Sold a lot of.
But you didn't come back with any, so that's.
Well, I sold them to
awesome.
the show.
To the show
at the end. They needed some more, so I was like, "Have at them."
Have at them, boys.
And then sold a lot of dollar books. Sold some wall books.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you sell?
A couple of art variants.
Okay. Yeah. Some Yes Sons?
Yes Sons and some I sold a couple of slabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I don't think there were a lot of high end like key buyers at this show. I think there was going, I sold a lot of Conan. Savage Sword and Conan Saga.
Yeah. You could have.
One guy pulled out like a whole run of that. Says, "I'm just trying to complete this set," and he just started.
I think
piling them up.
If you'd have had cartons of Marvel Reds in there, you'd have sold just as many of those as you would comic books, most likely.
Interestingly enough,
I know
you're probably right.
I know that demographic.
You can't buy cigarettes at Walmart anymore.
Man,
which is crazy to me, but just like it seems so like nebulous.
Do you know your customers? Walmart.
Well, I haven't been in there, but apparently Spring Hill has done a complete makeover.
I saw something about that on the
I Heart Spring Hill.
Spring Hill. I was like, what?
Have you been in there, Matt? Recently, last week?
Nope.
No, I have to go check it out.
I'll bet it.
Unless they got Lorcana cards on the shelf.
I bet it looks the same. Things are just in different places.
Maybe they put
but it's
spit shine on it.
Just as depressing and
I'm wondering,
dark as it always is.
Is Lorcana even hitting the shelves any place?
Well, we had a customer come in here and say that they had just come from Walmart. They happened to be there when they were, putting them on the shelf, and they just bought it all up.
I mean, I'm not seeing even tags on the shelves.
This coming from the guy
should be.
Yeah, but
I've seen it at one place. I went to one Best Buy, and it had the tags. That's the only place I've ever
But you
seen.
picked up that whole thing in East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I went to Fulton.
So what are you talking about? You have seen it in the wild.
I've been going to a lot
I
of
actually
places.
asked. So one of our customers said that you have to ask certain targets because they don't want people fighting over it, so they just got in the back.
Oh.
So I went to our Target and I asked one of the employees, and she had no idea what I was talking about. So she pulls it up on her little phone and she said, "Well, it should be over here." Of course, it's not there.
Yeah,
because I'd already looked.
Yeah.
But again, like Matt said, there's not even like a tag or anything that says it. And she says, "Well, it's supposed to be here, but I don't know.
Yeah, Johnny Whatnot's been in there. Got an inside track on it.
Johnny Whatnot.
Whoever, it's
Yeah.
just, all that stuff. Because I mean,
But
it's that way because I know that like I went to Fulton, Kentucky, the backside
Ben,
of
Kentucky,
land
Walmart
that
didn't have it.
God forgot.
They didn't have nothing.
They had a little tag, a little spot there.
So they did
for
have a
them.
tag.
Yeah, they had a
Okay.
spot and they were gone. I'm like, if I ain't getting them here,
I've seen empty boxes in places.
yeah.
I think that place in Benton had an empty box
Mm.
for starter decks or something like that, or the gift sets.
Yeah, I don't think they had boosters in there.
I was one thing I was blown away by with some of these Pokemon vendors is how they're getting their product. And they're getting like booster boxes. And they don't have a store. It's just some dude. And they always have some kind of hookup. So I guess it makes sense, if like you're a shop and you're getting 500 booster boxes and you want to sell 100 of them to a Johnny Whatnot over here at a small markup.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like it when things are crazy because like in COVID, people were buying things at retail and doubling their money on stuff and
which you could with Lorcana.
And that's where Lorcana is right now. I think Matt's telling us we need to move on.
Is there a wrap up signal?
No, there's a oh, there it is.
That's the wrap up signal.
The wrap up signal. Okay. Well, okay. So, well, there we go.
We don't necessarily have to listen to that. I think he thinks we're wandering off into the ether. So,
yep. And we do that sometimes.
Which is part of the show.
It is.
I know it bores if anybody's at this point in the show, we've been on for an hour.
Yeah.
So,
appreciate y'all being here. Louisville hung 56 on Boston College.
Did Kentucky win?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was at the show. I didn't get to watch any football this weekend.
I saw the score because it was like 28-13 for a minute, and then they took off with it after like in the fourth quarter. So.
Well, I want to hear some comments, see some comments this week. It's been a while since we had a few comments. If you guys will be so kind as to be sure to share this video and make sure you're subscribed and got that little notification bell checked.
Yes.
Follow us on our social medias at Cadets Toys.
Please like us.
And check out our website, cadetstoys.com.
Smash that follow button.
And if you aren't local and you just happen to be in the area, please stop by the shop in Main Street, Spring Hill, Tennessee. Just behind the McDonald's.
The time is 8:07.
It's interesting when people ask me, oh, you got a shop in Spring Hill? These are Columbia people, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, it's on the north side behind the north side McDonald's, because there's more than one McDonald's here.
That's right. We're on the north side heed.
Yeah.
So you got to cross that. I would just say money saving. There was a slogan.
You got to cross into Williamson County.
Yeah. You got to come into Willie World.
There's actually a cleared line of Williamson County to Murray County.
A clear line?
Yeah. When you're going down Main Street, the pavement changes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The speed limit changes.
Yeah.
It's all very different.
Cigarettes are cheaper.
They probably are. I think they still have cigarettes.
Enjoy your vapes.
If Walmart was on that side of town, it might still be selling cigarettes. I wonder if that was a national thing or just this local thing.
I don't know.
Oh.
Was there a vape vendor at the Columbia show?
No, there was a. No, they didn't have anything weird like that. It was a lot of comic books. There were toys. One dude literally came in and I'm not kidding, I watched him do it. Dumped a cardboard box of just like random toys. Just I'm not talking like a small box. I'm like, it filled up this table.
Yeah.
Of just beat up, musty, dirty, old toys.
Yeah.
And he sold all of them almost. He sold a lot of them because why not? That was pretty random. There was a minifigs guy. A lot of little like fantasy and sci-fi authors were there. Ricky Blaylock was there.
Ricky.
A couple of the artists. They had a podcast team was there. The ICCC people, or at least they're part of that group.
The what?
I can't remember the name. Something collective.
Oh, was it that dude that like wears the Joe like Riddler sport coats and like loud?
No, I know who you're talking about, but no.
Yeah. It's like, what's up, everybody?
No, that's guy's usually emceeing it.
What? I can't hear you.
Was he the one that was emceeing at Lexington?
That dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know you're talking about. It wasn't that guy.
Those guys.
Anyway, but yeah, it was good. Nobody was selling
They
vape
didn't
pens.
interview you. Did they come around and be like,
No, nothing like that.
Like man on the
Not
street.
important. They wouldn't care.
They need man on the street stuff if they're doing that.
They would talk to people like Matt, not me.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you purchasing here at this kind of convention?" Get out of my face. Do you think anybody would really talk to him like that? You know how awkward
If they were doing
comic
man on the
collectors
street,
are.
Yeah, they'd be like, comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you pick up today, man? Looks like you got some cool stuff. What'd you get?
Well, it'd be one way or the other.
That's
Either they
comic.
wouldn't say anything,
Yeah.
or they would completely talk about like,
Go way like
Way
inside
in-
baseball on it. Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
And you know, that point where it's kind of like they really believe wrestling's real,
yeah.
kind of a conversation. You know, it's
Right.
like,
Yeah, it's like okay.
when
appreciate
Superman,
it.
like, you know, jumped off the Empire State.
Yeah,
like
getting into
that.
the physics and science of things. Yeah,
Yeah. Not to say we've never done that, but
I mean that's pretty much
pretty much what
a
all us
lot of what
nerds
this
do on
show
these
is,
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Mhm.
good. Speaking of shows, we've got another one coming up. The first weekend in October in Owensboro, the Owensboro Comic Convention, Comic and Toy Show, or something like that.
Yep, Tom Kenny's gonna be there. Cal Dodd's gonna be there. Is that his name? Cal Dodd?
What's that? There's
Voice of Wolverine, Cal Dodd, and then it was Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob.
Yep,
So if
October 7th and 8th. We're going to be in Owensboro. This is the same team that puts on the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention and the Huntington.
that's good, man. They do a good job. They
Austin
always,
St.
they always have a
John's.
lot of wrestlers. Oh, these are a lot more people than what's on the card.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, April O'Neil.
Ooh, I'm gonna get a 2x4 autographed. Hacksaw, yeah,
Sergeant Slaughter.
man, that dude, that guy gets around. I'll give it to him. Comic creators.
Oh, Jim Shooter's going to be there.
Oh, dude, how could I forget?
How about that? Matt, you need to get your book signed.
Get your Secret Wars 8.
Bring those Secret Wars 8s to us. We'll get them autographed.
Your wedding album, yeah. Exactly.
Kyle Starks will be there. I'm going to get some more 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton.
Hey, yeah. Who is it?
Kyle Starks.
Oh yeah.
Did Rick and Morty?
I will say, while we're on this, we do submit books to CGC, and all you got to do is just pay the fee, and we have a very nominal $20 fee for the service. So you can bring them on.
Guy Gilchrist is up.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, man. I've heard it. Like, we're local to him. I've heard he's kind of hard to get to.
This
the show.
guest list is very reminiscent of like their very first, because I went to the very first con they put on
Yeah,
in Lexington.
yeah.
But they are massive in Lexington. It's like a 3-4 day show now.
So our Kentucky friends, you guys come see us in Owensboro this weekend. Come by and say
Not
hi.
this weekend, October's.
Well, I mean this weekend we're talking about here. I should say
The weekend of the
first,
show.
First weekend in October.
This actually be our first like big convention.
Yeah, we've kind of been just kind of trying
Hitting
to
the local.
level up. Yeah, Owensboro this year, next year New York. I cannot talk.
Yeah, your
My brain is
COVID brain.
misfiring.
Yeah, it's time to.
Who?
Yep.
What?
You know.
Huh?
There you go.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, son.
All right, we'll get off here. Come see us in the shop. Come say hey. Come buy some stuff. Got some
Please
cool books coming out this week. Got a lot of Funko Pops.
put down the phones and open up a comic book. Buy a kid a book if they're having a hard time reading. Give them something that's fun to look at and read and associate pictures with words. All right. Yes, son.
Yes, son.